One thing, we got this house as much as the property. This kid plays around with the rocks. Yeah. And he gets to ride his bike around. So it's nice to have this whole big old drive. Wait! What? So as much as a rock, yeah. There we go. He gets to play around in front of the house because this is a busy street while we work on doing these breaks. Good morning. It is the next Saturday because didn't quite have time to finish the brakes after we did the oil change on the Suburban. So, because the sun was going down. Now we're gonna get started on changing the rear brakes of this 2020 Chevy Suburban. So let's get started on what you need for this change. So do make sure you are on somewhat of a flat, like even surface wise. That's why we kind of have the driveway up on the driveway, so it's more flat instead of like curved down. You don't want it sideways like our driveway is. So you want to make sure you're kind of even here with the ground, the road, the driveway. Most driveways, of course, they're always, upward, so that's how you should do it. Make sure you do have something to secure that the car doesn't go off to the street. But first, we're gonna just loosen these bolts before we put it up on the jack. So, jack-wise stands. We have our left and right rear brakes. We have our pads and pins. The lubricant. We also have the cleaner, which I actually need to get to as well. And I also need the lug nut type of crowbar. If you're not as fancy, you can use the ones that you usually get that's inside the rear side of your car. So yes, get some more brake fluid, some more lubricant, and of course the cleaner also when you're changing your brakes. Okay, you just want to get at least so bright. Sorry. Let's focus. Here we go. Get it up enough. Get the stands underneath. We're gonna remove the tires though right now, and then we'll release the jack. But also need to release just to make sure the pressure doesn't happen. Because yeah, we're gonna, if it's pretty full, you do want to get some of the fluid out before you change the brakes. But right now, with it being min, we're good. We'll take a look at it afterwards. Okay, got the tire out. Looking at the driver's side, left side, and you can really tell it's like dead. Alright, so we're gonna take this side of the tire out, so you have to, get into the, where's my back end? There it is. To loosen that. Alright. So first thing, the pads. We want to take this one out first. So pretty much it's this screw, and then let's focus a bit. Sorry, bad angle. that one, which is 13 millimeter. So let's take off this portion first. Of course, again, you do not want it to hang from the tube, so we're gonna lay it down there. All right, that took a while because pretty much the brake part really got embedded into this piece, so that was very hard to try to remove. But there's your pads, which we're gonna use later to try to put the new pads on, just to vice grip the pump to go down. All right, so we're gonna take this one off, which are these two, which are 18 millimeters to get to the rotor. So rotor wise, I can move these clips, but let's get rid of this. Okay, we got it off. That was a pain. We had to end up using some Gooby Gone because it was really tight, but yeah, we'll be cleaning that up, taking those brakes out, and then pretty much so, and then take them off from the side, so with the pins, so I'll show you with the new ones. All right, let's take the rotor. So pretty much could remove these off. So make sure you're putting the right side on. We're doing the driver's side rear, so this is for that one. So we're gonna spray this off, douse it, clean it up while we remove this one. Okay, got our brake cleaner and just douse it. Gotta clean it up. Pretty much dries up. It's like alcohol in a way. Let's do the other side. Ooh, I'm gonna grab my gloves. Uh-oh, there goes a camera. Whew, smells like alcohol. Clean it up in there. Alright. I'm actually going to douse it too when I go in there also. So, get the rotor out. Let's see if we can brush off some of this rust. Kind of clear that out. With that, secure clips on, back on. Rotor is back on. So that is the rotor. Now, let's get to putting the brake pads on. Need some knee pads. Alright, so brake pads we have with the clips. So it also comes with your little bit of lubricant, but we got some more just for extra. So here we go. Also, it has like instruction wise too for you, just to help you out. Okay. Another little tidbit. One is going to have that little pin. One's going to have the flat side for where the pump of the brake is at, and then of course with these. So I think I had my, I don't know who did my brakes last time. I want to say it was my brother-in-law, but sorry. But with the two back of the pins, that got to the pump, and so that kind of messed it up. So hopefully my brakes aren't that bad for now. Might have to end up replacing it, so shoot. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we're gonna grab these pins. Get me a stand for this camera, and we're pretty much going to place them in there. You see, those pretty much clip right on there, so focus on that. Both sides. And then we're going to take our lubricant that we got, and we're going to kind of lubricant the inside there. Now that we got our grease on, find it better to use like, you know, Q-tips or something like that to really get into those crevices. If you don't have, you know, I don't have that small fingers, I do, but no. So, and then we're gonna put the caliper back on. Alright, now that we got that one back on, so pretty much put on the brakes. I'm actually going to put some lubricant on the side of them afterwards so that it easily slides with the pad. So, of course, the ones with the dots go on the outer end. So, that should be just as so. Right there. And the one actually that has the squeaking metal piece is the one that goes inside, and that is flat for the pump. So same thing on that side as well. Let me that one. Okay, now that we got the brakes on, we need to get this flushed. So I pretty much just have like a vice grip, and what I'm going to use is the old brake pads to kind of push that back down to flush over. Okay, it took a while because I didn't quite have the right size vice, but seeing that is pretty flush now, so should be able to slide back in there. What I do though, I do put some type of lubricant also on the pad, just so that it's nice and smooth. It's gliding in there as well. Sorry, I didn't quite record how I put it in, but I pretty much put it in from the back end to flush with these, because these are pretty much supposed to be pretty loose, and then slide it in from the front. So we're gonna tighten these, and that's pretty much it. You put your tire back on, and we'll pump these brakes. Pretty much do the same thing on the other side, so we'll do that one and then get to the brake fluid. Alright, now you see it now got up more after putting the new brakes on, so we're going to pump it a bit. Okay, we just pumped the brakes, so it's still there, so let's put some brake fluid after we bring the car down. They applied the emergency brake and was pumping to make sure it's good before we test it. The brakes. Alright. Let's focus on that. Woo! Using my Nikon at the moment. So we're really like right below the max because we're kind of tilted anyway, so we're good with brake fluid. Let's go take a ride. So my phone died. I'm using my Nikon right now, but that's pretty much how to change the rear brakes on a 2020 Chevy Suburban. It's alright video quality wise because my Nikon's I'm not able to see if I'm actually taking a photo or video of my face, if anything. But hopefully this video was informative for you. I kind of just did it like part by part because again, I don't have a stand yet or like a gimbal for my camera or my phone. So of course just starting these videos. So hopefully it was very helpful for you. Of course some manpower for my husband, but yeah, you could do your brake pads and rotors yourself instead of paying so much money to, you know, have the mechanics do it for you. It does take a bit of time and a little bit of strength, but you could do it on yourself, by yourself. Again, if you've been watching this video till the end, thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment, you know. Would love to hear it since, of course, I'm just starting. So, thank you, and I'll see you in the next informative video. Bye. So it is the evening time. My phone died while I had it left on camera while I was doing the other break. So I tried to film with my Nikon camera, but don't know really. It's kind of had some hard focusing. So, but pretty much that was the informative video. My informative video. Of course, I only did like a few, just a short version of it, because I do not have a gimbal or like a tripod that I could leave my camera phone, and again, I don't have that best of a camera to try to actually show what I was doing really. So I kind of made it like that whole like step, like visual finish or something like that. So, but yeah, probably have another video in the next month or two, because I do need to change the brakes on the Subaru, and I do need to change the front brakes on the Suburban. So, of course, one thing at a time. So much going on already in the beginning of this 2026. So, but thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around till the end. Of course, if you're new, if you do like this video, please like, subscribe for alert for new content, and comment, please. Give me some feedback, hopefully good feedback, please. I'm not so much into the whole like cyberbullying and stuff like that, but I will seriously ignore you. So I'm a Pisces like that. So yeah, but thank you, and we'll see you in the next video. Update. Next day update I wanted to give. So retract that. That just to be prepared to stretch for the next day soreness if you are out of shape like me. It's very challenging to get out of bed today, and moving around, although I do enjoy the relaxing today. I have so much homework to do, but do prepare yourself to make sure you do stretch before, after. Take some ibuprofen when you are changing these brakes, due to the fact that I have these 22-inch rim SUV tires that are pretty heavy. So yeah, that was probably the most work, and especially trying to remove these bolts because they're very tight. So, and that's why I had to have the manpower of my husband help me. But just want to give a little insight for the next day there that, yeah, make sure you stretch, make sure you're ready for the pain. Tomorrow, thank goodness I'm not working, but I do work at a desk anyway. That if I am still pretty sore, I might take an Epsom salt bath tomorrow if I'm still like hurting. So yeah, I wanted to also make sure you guys do stretch, so be prepared. But yeah, so that's the end of that. And then again, I'll be changing the front brakes of the Suburban, so that's another 22-inch SUV tires that I have to deal with. But with the Subaru, it won't be that bad because that's a smaller car with the Crosstrek. So yeah, so I will end this video now. That's the update on that one. I don't think there's going to be an update for the second day soreness, but yeah, very sore. So be prepared. And then, yeah, I'm pretty much at the end of the night because, yeah, today was very challenging. Trying to get out of bed, trying to have the blood flow, but yeah, so be prepared. So good night.